So this week at the Noodle House, we've actually been dog sitting 2 additional thin lips to Abby's complete and utter horror. I mean, if you can't tell, she's just absolutely traumatized. Everything in this house is tainted and needs to be burned immediately. Look at the devastation. So to apologize to Abby for what most definitely is my fault, I'm taking her on a solo trip to the beach. As you can see here, we flew there on Abby's ears. Excellent fuel economy. Okay, so we've arrived here. This is called 7 Bridges, but I counted way more bridges, so somebody's lying. But Abby's so excited that she doesn't care that she's tethered to me, as she's just trying to drag me to my death at the bottom of these stairs. Love her though. And how immediately happy she is. This girl just loves a chance to be out in the wild, just trotting around. Look at that gait. And also how confused she is about staying on a path. Abby doesn't believe in following other people's paths. She will make her own. She's the boss. And here is our first bridge. And like I said, this is the first bridge of many, but definitely not 7. Definitely a lot more than just 7. I don't know how they can false advertise like this. Is nobody fact checking these people? Seriously. Anywho, we just keep trotting along. It's funny because when we pass people, they always hesitate about whether or not to say something to me about Abby. Like maybe somehow I haven't noticed that Abby is like a cryptid on a string, and they feel like maybe it's their job to alert me of this in case I'm in danger. And then when they get the courage to say something, they usually say like, wow, that is really interesting what you got there. Which I say thank you. Yes, she is very interesting. I'm glad you noticed because I hadn't noticed before. It is truly a delight to take Abby out in public. People are always having their flabbergasted. At this point, Abby was speeding up, so I was like, sick. We're about to go to the beach. We're so close. Like, I can smell it. And she just stops out of nowhere and tries to trip me up. Okay, we've made it. Stunning, I know. Lake Michigan in all her glory. Wow. Crisp. That poop bag is a paid actor. Abby's just like us, you know. She poops too. I think one of the funniest things about Abby, besides like the surface level things, you know, like how she's like really elongated and her nose looks like that. And don't even get me started on her grippers. But the funniest thing is that for a dog her size, she is horribly frightened of the waves. Like these babies wouldn't even crash onto her ankles. Abby is on stilts. She is the penthouse. But she is still very much frightened of the waves touching her wrong or like without consent. So that honestly became a problem on this walk. In my head, I'm like, I don't have to bring a water bottle. We have the lake. And Abby, although she's a thirsty girl, she can't actually drink the whole lake, so like we're good. Well, joke's on me because Abby wouldn't touch the lake with a 10-foot pole, let alone her 10-inch snoot. So this just quickly became Abby wandering the desert for like an hour. Another funny story about Abby and the beach is we often like to bring beach themed snacks in the form of like freeze-dried minnow treats for Abby. And one time we went to the beach and just like 100 million trillion tiny fish had washed up and died, and Abby thought that this was like a present from us to her, and she was just trying to eat all of them as fast as she could, and it was absolutely horrifying. So I did not bring a beach themed snack this time, hopefully to deter her from doing that again. Just imagine how many little eyeballs you were looking at. Traumatic. Tasty, maybe. A little crunchy and foul, probably. Solo trips with Abby are really fun because you can tell she's just over the moon to be doing this by herself. But I think there's like an underlying tone of like she knows she can overpower me. Like if she wanted to, this is her chance at freedom and she would take it. And so I think solo trips make her drunk on power. So that's why sometimes I get nervous to take her alone because she might just disappear. Like in this moment, she was like, I'm gonna go around. I don't want to get my feet wet. And I was like, where the heck did she go? Thought she just like scaled the side of this mountain. But in reality, she found her own little oasis. Why drink out of the crisp lake when you can drink sandy water that's been sitting there for a while? Makes sense to me. The beach is definitely Abby's happy place though. Like it's definitely like the most smiles you'll ever see from Abby, if you can really call it a smile. Maybe it's more of a grimace when she turns around and realizes I'm still following her. What creature made those? They're horribly large and strange. Oh, just kidding, those are Abby's. Also on this beach are like these really giant birds. Like, they've got a massive wingspan, like probably as tall as I am. And sometimes I worry that from above, Abby just kind of looks like a Twinkie, and maybe they'd attempt to grab her, which I think would be horrifying for both parties involved. One, because Abby would say, "How absolutely dare you interrupt me during my fancy beach walk," and then like the bird would be like, "What are you?" and probably be scarred for life. But also I wonder if they'd ever try to take Cleo, because she is a small girl. She's only like 30 pounds, but I will say Cleo's got that fire. Like, I think she would fight back, so maybe she'd be fine, but let's just hope that never happens. Here Abby found again another private pool for her to dip her toes. She deserves it. I think we should put up a plaque that says Abby's Lagoon. And then we're crossing another bridge. You know how I feel about all of these. And then Abby just tried to drag me up these stairs. I think she thought it was funny because she can take like 5 stairs at once, and I really can't do that. But now it's just like the nice calm walk back to the car, getting those last sniffs in, and like the dread is setting in. Like, you know, like Sunday scaries. It's like end of walk scaries, knowing you have to go home to a house filled with 3 pairs of thin lips. Could you imagine? Abby's definitely stalling here because she's like, let's not go back. Let's leave and start a new life together. But actually, let's go back and get Abby's dad and then leave and start a new life. Okay, scratch that. We go back, get Abby's dad, leave me at home, and then they leave and start a new life. Again, another bridge. What did I say? And if there are 7 bridges and I just can't count, mind your business. Let me be angry about something for no reason, okay? I'm trying to have an Abby coded kind of day. Abby just belongs on bridges. Like, anything that looks vaguely mythical, Abby belongs there. Here Abby is getting loaded up into the car, and then here she is flying home. Truly, we didn't even need to go to the beach. All Abby wants to do is stick her head out of the window. That is honestly her favorite hobby of all time. And to end this video, here are a few words from our sponsor.